Hey guys, this is going to be my 1 year in review, and right off the hop I want to admit in the last 6 months, as far as development has gone and taking care of this thing, I've mostly just been letting it run, and it's because of the video projects that I'm working on. But I don't want to lose focus on this. This I think should be half of my focus. The other video stuff should be my other half. So that's why I want to make this video. This is primarily so I can put this on other aquaponics forums and get some feedback, because I need a ton of it. There's a lot of things going on that I'm not liking, and I think it's mostly due to the fact I don't have a green thumb. I'm learning so many different things all at once, and it's hard to figure out what is the real problem. For an example, and I'm going to get into, I want to talk more about this in a bit. My fish, I think I have too many of them. I basically have a 1-to-1 ratio. You know, I got about 50 liters, so 100 liters. This is 110 liters. With the amount of fish that I have in here, I could easily support 3 to 4 times the fish volume, or the fish tank volume, and that's where I'm really perplexed. I would love to expand on this, and when I even moved into this place, I even saw there was potential space that I could do that. However, I've been a little bit, busy and debating whether or not do I want to expand on it in this place, or should I wait for, down the road or something where I can really go nuts on it. Because moving this thing is a pain in the bleep, and I have no sure way of, if there's another place that I need to go to in a year's time or whatever, that I'll be able to have the space to have that expansion. So anyway, I am thinking about just trying to keep it contained for what it is. That means getting rid of some fish. I'm thinking about getting rid of the goldfish, and just basically reducing that needs. Because I've been doing water changes that I shouldn't be doing. Other than some of the basic things where I like to get this all into one, and if you've seen my other videos, you've seen what I want to do with the sump tank and everything. I still don't have that the ability to build custom tanks, and I don't foresee that happening anytime soon, so I'm just going to keep what I have. Now let's jump into the plant stuff. This is where, you're already familiar with the seeding issues that I've had. In a nutshell, just to rehash on it, I really, really wish, and I would encourage anybody that's doing aquaponics, especially indoor stuff, is to develop all of your stuff from seeds, because I think I cheated a little bit. I went to the nurseries, like the garden centers, and like the rosemary, even though it's doing really well, it potentially adds other things, problems to the system. I know in one of my previous videos I mentioned about the little white, they're I can't remember what they're called, but I still have them. They're not nearly as much as I used to anyway, but they're not a problem. As far as I can tell or aware, they're not a problem. In fact, they're probably more beneficial than anything, so that's why I haven't really been stressing about it. But, even right here, I just noticed this not too long ago, and by not too long ago today. I do have some kind of looks like spider webs, and these bugs that I'm seeing are very, very tiny. My eyes can't really focus on it. It's only really when they move do I actually see that they're living. So I'm going to take some pictures of those, get some zoomed in shots. Basically what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to cut that. There's really only one spot here that I'm really seeing a lot of it. I'm going to go carefully in. I'm not really seeing that anywhere else per se, although I think I saw a little bit up in the back there. But yeah, I'm basically going to get rid of that, and hope that gets rid of it. Some major issues that I'm having. I remember I had a light issue. Now I just brought this up. This used to sit right about here. So I do have some evidence of light burn on some of these, which is is what it is there. Again, that's not really a problem. I just gotta bring up the light. My carrots, for example, I'm finding that the leaves are drying out. And if I look into the carrots, they seem to be doing okay, although on the tops there it is kind of green, and I don't know what to think of that. I haven't pulled any of these things yet. I do imagine at some point in the future, or near future, I'm gonna start harvesting some of these. But until I can do that, I can't really make a comment of what they look like on the inside. Now, my parsley, for example, is probably the best case scenario of illustrating this. I have these white spots littered all over the plant, and they're not necessarily at the edges or in the center. Like they're like spots everywhere. And I've been looking online trying to figure out what they are, and everything that kind of like everybody's jumping onto a fungus thing. It's a fungus. It's a fungus. But when I look really closely, and I'll have some pictures from you, it really does not look like a fungus. Like it's something on top of things. It actually looks like it's the leaves themselves. So I don't know if that is a nutrient deficiency or what. So if you know what it is, or if you throw it in the comments, let me know what's going on, because I'm seeing some other issues with like that are similar, that kind of go across the board here. Now my sage plant seems to be doing rather well, actually. I'm not, like, its bottom leaves they slowly dry out. Now keep in mind, I'm not pruning this thing. I really don't know what proper pruning thing is. Like, I remember I had a romaine plant, and I over pruned it, so I'm still learning some of this stuff here, right? But I'm not too sure what to prune and what not to prune, and yeah. So I mean, if there's anybody in Kelowna that's local that is like, they know their gardening, and you want to come over and take a look and teach me some stuff, or even have me come over to your place, to your garden, and show me some stuff that maybe I'm missing, the invitation's open. I'll gladly accept it. But another major thing I want to point out here is my bay leaf plants. Now the first one I planted right from the get-go looked pretty rugged. It just wasn't really doing well, and even though I haven't really touched it, it's definitely gotten worse. Now the other one here, when it got started, like it looked really well and healthy, like there was not having any issues. But now over the last week or two, or maybe more, I'm not really looking at this thing every day. It's really starting to take a hit too. A lot of the growth, I mean, as you're seeing, it's spotty black, and again, the only thing I can think of is it's probably a nutrient malfunction or something, but again, I don't know. The rosemary has been doing really well. I would say, there's some burning issues, but I would say it's been the most successful plant I've had in my system. And I think if I were to go nuts with it, I could probably just make a rosemary farm out of this thing. Which is another major point. I don't know what the best plants to put in this system based off of how it's set up, with root types and everything. My understanding with aquaponics is you can grow a lot of things in aquaponics, but you may have to make certain adjustments and whatever else to make the plant grow better and suited for the plant, right? I still haven't figured out what grows best other than the rosemary. I know the kale did really well, I know the broccoli was doing really well, but the root system was just too much for this system. The parsley is, other than those white spots, it's growing really well. Even I think it's thyme, I was going to pull those plants, and I'm glad that I didn't, because literally I was one more week and all of a sudden boom. And I think what helped is, after I got the sage in there, I was able to prop that onto the sage, kind of, because the sage was really strong, because it was brand new. And since then, it's just been growing really well. It's kind of gone everywhere. In fact, I've even thought about getting a third light system and even tinfoiling up the top part of it, and just to increase the light. But I'm not sure. I don't think I'm having a lighting issue per se. Maybe I need to make some adjustments on the timer, because it's always been, I can't remember, let's call it 16 hours. If there's any difference, I'll post that in post in a bubble. But yeah, I got the fan. The fan's been doing good. Other than, again, I just need your feedback. What suggestions would you have? If you're really curious as to what I'm doing, you definitely have a lot of my history. You can see exactly how I built the thing, some of the problems I've had. And in a nutshell, leave the comments below. I may post this on 3 different forums, aquaponic forums, and depending on the responses that I get from them, I may not get to a certain comment in time. So if you already have a YouTube account, that would help me a lot, just to keep it all focused. But again, I'm not going to ignore the other 3 forums that I have in mind. But yeah, I need your help. So I mean, again, just to rehash, simply put, you know, like I think I've already decided I'm gonna get rid of the goldfish. I guess. What should I do with the goldfish? You know, do I flush them down the toilet? But yeah, basically reduce the output on that, which is good in an aquaponics system. That's what you want. But I'm not getting a lot of what I want up here. So, but yeah, thanks for taking the time to view this. And yeah.